I'd like to talk about the issue of just cause for termination of employment. If a court does find there's just cause, then there'll be no severance pay owed to the employee. Now, before I discuss the general principles of just cause, it's important to note that there are variations of just cause. In Ontario, under the Employment Standards Act, dealing with the minimum termination payments, which again could be as high as 34 weeks' pay, the employer has to show that the employee was being bad on purpose. That is, there was a willful degree of misconduct. So that's a different category from what I will refer to as the common law standard of just cause that I'll explore momentarily. Also, under the Canada Labor Code, that applies to federally regulated employees that are non-managers, again, a tightly defined term in favor of the employee. The degree of just cause is also different. Under the Canada Labor Code, there can be partial cause shown in that the adjudicator, the determiner of the decision, may decide, yeah, he did screw up, but I'm only going to impose a penalty of 6 weeks or 8 weeks lost income and still go on to reinstate, for example, or give any other remedy. So it's important to keep in mind that it depends on the jurisdiction in which the debate is occurring as to what the relevant standard of cause is. I'm going to discuss in the next video what the common law standard of just cause is. Again, keep in mind what I've just said. It's different under these two statutes, under the Canada Labor Code and Ontario's Employment Standards Act. And that has big impacts not only just for whether or not there's just cause under those statutes, but in contracts where in Ontario it says, for example, the employer can fire for just cause and also dictates a severance payment. If the contract doesn't deal distinctively with the just cause under the Employment Standards Act, willful misconduct, then the severance provision can be tossed and it's going to go to common law standards. So be careful about all this. It's a little tricky, a little nerdy, but it's important to know these differences.